Every night, your dog falls asleep at the foot of your bed, but have you ever wondered, does it know it's itself that's drifting off to sleep? For centuries, humans believed that self awareness was something uniquely human, the ability to recognize yourself, to understand that you exist as an individual. But today, science is beginning to challenge that idea, and the truth may be far more surprising than we ever imagined. It all started with a simple experiment in 1970 called the mirror test. Researchers placed a small mark on an animal's body in a spot it couldn't normally see. Then they showed the animal a mirror. If the animal touched the mark on its own body after seeing its reflection, it suggested that it recognized the image as itself. Chimpanzees passed, then orangutans, elephants, dolphins, even magpies. For years, this became the gold standard for measuring self-awareness. But there was one problem. The mirror test only works for animals that rely heavily on vision. What about animals that experience the world differently? Take dogs, for example. Dogs don't see the world the way we do. They live through scent. A mirror may mean almost nothing to them, yet that doesn't necessarily mean they're unaware of themselves. And recent discoveries have pushed this idea even further. Scientists found that tiny cleaner wrasse fish were able to pass advanced versions of the mirror test. Fish, creatures separated from us by hundreds of millions of years of evolution, which raises an incredible possibility. What if self-awareness evolved much earlier than we thought? But recognizing yourself in a mirror is only one piece of the puzzle. A deeper question remains. Can animals think about their own thoughts? Scientists call this metacognition, knowing what you know and knowing what you don't know. Experiments have shown that monkeys make more confident choices when they are certain of an answer. When uncertain, they become cautious. Rats hesitate before difficult decisions. Dolphins often choose to wait when they aren't sure. These behaviors suggest something remarkable. They may be monitoring their own knowledge. In other words, they seem aware of their own uncertainty. Yet an even bigger mystery remains. We can observe behavior. We can run experiments. We can collect data. But we can never truly know what it feels like to be another creature. What does the world feel like to a dolphin? To an elephant? To a crow? To your dog? This is what philosophers call the hard problem of consciousness, the mystery of subjective experience itself, the private inner world that exists behind every pair of eyes. Do animals have thoughts, feelings, and experiences as rich as our own? Science cannot fully answer that question, but the evidence keeps growing. In 2012, leading neuroscientists signed the Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness. They concluded that humans are not unique in possessing the neurological foundations of consciousness. Years later, even more researchers expanded upon that idea. And then there are the stories that are difficult to ignore. One famous orca mother, known as Tahlequah, carried her dead calf through the ocean for 17 days, refusing to let go, traveling hundreds of miles in what appeared to be an act of grief. Another famous chimpanzee, Washoe, reportedly learned the sign for cry. When a close human companion was grieving, Washoe gently touched their face and signed it. Whether these moments prove consciousness or not, they reveal something deeply familiar. Emotion, connection, loss, empathy. The more we learn about animals, the more the old boundary between humans and the rest of life begins to fade. Perhaps self-awareness doesn't look exactly the same in every species. Perhaps there are many ways to know that you exist, and maybe consciousness isn't a line that separates us from animals. Maybe it's a spectrum that connects us all. So the next time your dog looks into your eyes, remember this. You may not be the only one doing the observing. You might be looking into a mind that is, in its own way, looking right back at you.